Question to all the docs. Do you think toe spacers help at night?
Um, it depends on what you're asking them to help with. So I think of like the toe spacers at night to be more like traction. Give the toes a little bit of a break, realign the joints, and as they're at rest, hopefully it can relax the ligaments on each side of the toes and give the joint a little bit of relief. It's not going to do anything to correct the bunion.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception
If
of
you
kids.
want to, what was that?
When you say with the exception of kids, once you're no longer plastic, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, but you want to correct it in the weight bearing position. If you're going to use spacers to correct a bunion, you got to have your foot loaded. You got to be standing on it and using it in shoes. If you put spacers on at night and then you're in bad shoes that don't fit and squeeze the toes together, the spacers at night aren't really going to do anything.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where if it's comfortable, do it. There's yoga toes. There's the toe alignment socks. There's plenty of options. The correct toes are good options, but I like the correct toes better with the with shoes during the day as opposed to at night. And sometimes if you're going to wear those during the day, you really don't want to be sticking things between your toes at night. Sometimes they just need a break.
There was a question previously someone had asked about, do you guys know of any strengthening exercises? Can you do like intrinsic strengthening exercises to help bunions, or I don't know, any experience with that?
Yeah, so I do recommend a lot of people do toe exercises. There's something called toe yoga. We share links with patients on that. There's two sets of muscles that impact the foot. One set of muscles starts in the lower leg, and they become the tendons that move the foot. So if you pull your toes up or you pull your toes down, those are the bigger muscles in the leg that are creating that movement. And then there's smaller muscles in the foot. They're called intrinsic muscles, so they're intrinsic to the foot. And those are the stabilizers. And when you develop bunions and hammer toes, it's typically because of an imbalance where the movers, the bigger muscles that start in the leg, are overpowering the stabilizers. So what we try to do is we try to reposition the toes by using things like toe spreaders and making sure people are in the correct shoes day to day, but then also reinforce that position through strengthening by learning how to develop the musculature in the foot that can keep the toes stable. So sometimes we use a hacky sack to strengthen the toes in the downward position, and then the toe yoga can work on creating some dexterity between the big toe and the smaller toes. Some people have that ability. Some people don't. My toes are pretty much dead, and doesn't mean I shouldn't try, but some people are really able to spread their toes just like that. And but you should try it. Like, so if you try to spread your toes, sometimes what happens is they extend up instead of out. And that's the impact of the bigger muscles in the leg on the foot. So if when you try to spread your toes, they go up or they go down, that's because you don't have strong enough intrinsic muscles. And those are people that probably could develop better foot strength to somehow limit the worsening of bunions.
That's great.